You're live. Howdy, folks. Welcome back to the shed on such a nice day. Actually, just in t-shirt, as you can see. Tiger day it was. I'll just adjust picture a little bit so you can see what's going on behind me. I'm running plus 205 thumper today. Hello, James. Nice to see you. How's sound and vision? Mary had a little lamb. I can see that. So I'm running a little 1950s, 1960s British Rail green stock today. You'll see it come behind me in a bit. Class 117, which is a 3-car diesel multiple unit, and a Class 205, which is affectionately known as the Thumper, and that's coming up this side there because of its distinct sound, which has got a difficult to describe it really. Well, what you can hear. The other one, I'll just go up. You should be able to hear that. I've just put it up another 10 notches, so that should do the trick. Peter Webster, glad to have you aboard. Nice to see you. How are things, Peter? And Mr. Anthony Dodge. Very early morning for you. What would it be? Let's have a look at the clock. You're 5 hours behind us, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 o'clock in the morning. Respect. If I had a hat, I'd doff it, but too much chance of wasps, particularly this time of year. You might see the odd wasp coming in and out. Doesn't really bother me, as long as it doesn't nest in my hat. Yeah, good morning, Anthony Dodge. Indeed, another super show on Friday, which I very much enjoyed. Of course, I was doing puppy duty, so it's take it out for a pee, bring it back indoors, curls up, and then it's asking for food, and so there you go. But it's quite a big step into the shed, and she can't manage it, so I'm free of doggy at the moment. Let's just knock that down. What else we got? Trains, kits, etc. Hello. Sounds like baby duty. Yeah, it is. It's wipe its nose and clear up the mess and the usual kind of stuff. Nothing I'm not used to anyway. Anyway, there's that was last weekend. Tiger Day. Nice big 88. Yeah, it's great to see one in the flesh. There's only one Tiger Mark 1 operational in the world, and that just happens to be at the Tank Museum at Bovington in Dorset. And yeah, it's a great day. The event is completely, how do I put this? Prepaid tickets only. So if you turn up on the day, they'll boot you out. You don't have a ticket already arranged, they won't let you in. Yeah, not bad actually, but they don't put the date on it anymore. So they used to do one per year, so you'd have 2022, 2021, 2023, but alas, not. You might hear a bit of creaking. That's the door, because I've got the door open. It's 73 degrees in here, so yeah, it's pleasant. Not too much breeze. Anybody out there? No, the coast is clear. I'm dogless at the moment. So what I'll do, I'll just adjust the camera because you don't really want to look at my ugly mug. Right, here we go. And I'll pop it round. The other thing I've neglected to mention is that I've got a new loco, which our Dutch friends would very much like. Let me just point this around this way. And there is the kookloper. And there is Richard. Hello. Hello. So that's what the kookloper looks like. It's electrical multiple unit. This one's just plain old DC. It's a Lima model. So it's nothing too fancy. No lights, no sound. It's just plain old DC with an old Lima pancake motor in it. And I really like the colour as well. Oh, look. One doggy. Hello, Blondie. Blondie. Hey, say hello. Oh, bless. Yep. The first look at the train, she don't know which way to look. But there you go. Enjoy. Right, so this is the kookloper. It's got this very unusual front, which looks like this. So there's a couple of American locomotives that look very much like that. There was a Union Pacific one, which was a sort of streamliner. And I don't know if the Dutch got the idea for that from this, but they used to have a walkway just here going between various coaches and that, so they could add up the multiple units. But it's a really unusual looking. There's the pantograph, two of them, and it's literally a 3-coach unit because obviously that's where the motor is in there. And then looking back, there's just a plain old coach there. And who else have we got in? Trains kids. Hi, Paul. Nice to see you. Hi, Chris. I'm just showing off my kookloper. And of course, at the other end, there's just a dummy of the motorized version this end. Anyway, as promised, I'll oh, Blondie. Blondie. Woo. Is that 3 days she knows her name? Bless her. Right, here we go. Hey, Blondie. There goes the class. Class what? 117. And here comes the thumper. How's the picture? It's a little bit low. Let me just adjust that a second. There we go. It's a little bit lopsided, but I can fix that. How's that? Oh, Chris, did you get my email where I attached a couple of hammy photographs? Happy birthday, Peter. Did you get any train related? Oh, Peter, I didn't know it was your birthday. Well, Well, very many happy returns. I hope you've got lots of nice goodies. Okay, thanks, Chris. Come on, Peter, spill the beans. Did you get any train-related presents? Got to have, really. Even if you've got the money and you bought it yourself, got to have some train-related prezzies. Let's see if I can move things a little bit closer. There we go. Whoa, photo bomb. You ordered a Hornby 9F last night. Oh, well, never mind, mate. Yeah. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with a Hornby one as long as you get a good motor in it. Hello, Mike at Putnam Junction. Nice to see you. You probably recognise what's coming around, Mike. Class 117 and a Class 205 thumper. Oh, it wasn't a decoder. So, what was it, Anthony? Just a bad connection? Trading channel stickers. Yeah, it seems to be the thing at the moment, James. Everybody's sort of doing stickers. There's Tommy Station, aka Paul Vosman. Good morning, Andy Blondie. Blondie, yeah. Hey, Blonde, you know what you are? Oh, dear. Hello, Clive. You've climbed down from the roof. Just in time to see a Class 117 and a Class 205 thumper. Just email me your address and I'll mail out. God blimey, Jones, that's very generous of you. A wire in a coach has popped. Need to resolder it if I can. Yeah, no problem. If it's too much of a struggle, Anthony, get a little extra section of wire, cut it, pare it back, tin it up, and add a new piece of wire in, giving you a little bit of slack. Just depends on what kind of wire they're using and how thin it is. You may just need to touch solder it. And then it's a shame I can't send you over some joints PE. They're little polyurethane tubes that you used to do twist joints and solder joints inside. Very much like shrink wrap, but these were just a little bit more than wire size. So you put it on like a sleeve, done your joint, and then pulled it over the joint, and it was an interference fit, so it just stayed there. The wife gave me the money for an NCE Power Cab Pro. Now that is a fabulous present, because not only is that a power cab, but that's a power cab with 5 amps worth. And that, as you might say, is really good. Wire, it's a micro joint and solder point on a lighting circuit board. Oh no, very small and in a tight spot. The only thing I can think of is take your time. If it takes you 6 attempts to actually get it to the point where you feel you can do it, just keep doing dry runs until you're confident that you can do it. What else other than that? Just practice a little touch soldering. If everything's tinned, it should work well. Just a quick touch and you're done. But yeah, you'll probably have to use your right hand. Oh, the Oompa Loompa tray. Oh yeah. Let me just turn it round. Hold on. Here is the Oompa Loompa tray. I hadn't thought of it like that. But there you go. That's obviously a bit close. Known as a coploper. Sounds a bit vulgar actually, but you know. Tell you what, I'll just move this over here a bit. And should be able to see a bit more of the action when it comes around. There's that one. Now where's the other little beastie? Here she comes. One thumper. Is the sound of that coming through okay? Oh, there's another wasp. In and out. You've got to repair PCB tracks 0.5mm wide on a double-sided board. Oh, that's nasty. Yeah, you only have to have a scratch across one of those, and yeah, that can be fatal. Okay, Anthony. I look forward to it when you come back. Or take the board out and take it to a mobile phone repair guy. They love tiny soldering on PCs. That's a good suggestion. I like the sound of that logo. Yeah. Yeah, it's known as a thumper. And that's the kind of thumpy sound it makes. So that I think this is a Lego Man Biffo sound project. And they obviously record the real thing. So if I bring it round, and I stop it around about where you are, here we are. Okay, the horn sounds like this. Now, if I put it in reverse, you should get a different sounding horn. Yeah, it sounds like a fart, actually. There you go. Are you loping cops again? Yeah, that sounds like some kind of perversion, doesn't it? The Thumpers had 4-cylinder diesels, hence the sounds. Right, so what I'll do, I'll kill the sound there. And then you can hear it as it comes around, as it starts up. Right, are we ready? I'll wait until the 117 moves through. Right, here goes. I'm just cycling through some of the sounds now. Oh, door slams. some kind of compressor. Right, let's get her on the move. Which way? Direction the other way. It's got direction blinds in it, so obviously that's going to be coming towards you. That's going to be going away from you. So here we go. Are you ready? I'll put it straight up to 50 and we'll see what she does. Okay. Peter Webster is now saving for Gets in October. A little bit faster, I think. Let's see what this is like. Right, this is 100 out of 121 speed steps. So as you can see, it's not the fastest thing in the world. I would imagine that's prototypical. 126. It really has started to rev up now. Sounds like the mother-in-law's false teeth rattling. No, that's probably mine, Paul. Boards snapped train tech signal on latest video. Yeah, I saw something about signals. The main gist of it I got was that you were sent a 3-aspect signal instead of a 4. Is that right, Clive? Well, that's full bore. I'll just drop that down to 76. What I'll do is go on to the other one, and I'll tell you what, I'll drop it down again. This is what the 117 sounds like. Suitably farty. Hello, Lee. Nice to see you. Yeah, this is out of the tin of bits that was a crossing. Oh, okay. I see. Yeah. Yeah. When are you going live today, Lee? Let's just pop you back over there. How's that? Mm, 5 p.m. Okay, that's super. Well, I should be putting my feet up by then. Double yellow, green. Ray Bertelson, hello. Nice to see you. To see you. Nice. I'll just explain what you've got coming round in front of you. I'm not sure how many UK trains you've seen, but this is an old 1950s electric multiple unit called the Thumper. And then on the other line, that's a Class 117 with speed whiskers, as you can see on the end. They're sort of emblazoned in yellow. So that's what we've got today. As that comes around, I'll rev it up so you can get an idea of what the 117 sounds like. Here we go. And this is the Class 117, revving up. I hope that came across okay. Jean Ricard, hello there. Yes, indeed, John. Yeah, it's a cop loper. One I've been after for some time now. The diesel you see coming towards you is a thumper. It had 4-cylinder engines, I'm reliably informed, which make this classic thumping sound, otherwise known as a Class 205. Hello, Ian. Nice to see you. Anyway, welcome in, Jean. Yes, I'll be running the cop loper in a while, but I thought I'd run the DCC stuff first with the sound in it. Model Railroads and Trains, highlights of the Intermodellbau 2023 Dortmund, Germany, world's biggest exhibition. I'll check that out later. Yeah, let me just grab this. I'll give you a once-over of the... Whoa, what? Infinity! There we go. Here is the Jolly Cop Loper. I really like the colour, to tell you the truth. I mean, I've seen them in many guises, usually in some kind of preposterous orange colour. But this is really quite nice. It's a nice light, almost a French blue. Leasing and factoring, the Lager Landen, with quite nicely detailed pantographs, considering they are Lima. And inside there, obviously, is a pancake motor, right in there. You've got pretty rudimentary couplers, just a loop and on one and a hook on the other. Quite nicely seated in there. It's nice that they've actually put them in there. And there's the dummy end up there. But I like it. I think it's really rather nice. Oh, the coast is clear. No doggies at the moment. What I might be able to do is get you over the other side of the layout. Just inside the TMD there. That was the Class 37 I won from our late departed hero, Bernie. Too bad. What a blow. But there you go. Cheers, Bernie. That's something I've got to remember you by. Very nice. I mean, you can say I won it, but somebody has to actually put something like that up for grabs in order to win it. So thanks for that, Bernie. I appreciate it, wherever you may be. Right. Let me stretch you across, and I can put you onto the side. How about how about there? How's that? Thanks, Chris. Yeah, he was a nice guy. He was cosmopolitan and a little bit larger than life. and he certainly wasn't afraid to try anything. I think he drew a bit of inspiration from Anthony, and I can understand that. But it's not easy to get that amount of cameras and stuff together. First of all, you've got to have a PC that can actually stand it, and I think that was his initial trouble. Plus, you've got to remember that there's to turn off things like microphones and speakers, otherwise you get terrible echoes and things. But he mostly overcame all of that, and then on top of that, managed to get 3, 4, 5, 6 people in his live stream. Yeah, he was a real cosmopolitan man of the people. And I think Bernie literally would have talked to anybody, from a king to a pauper, which is a credit to the man. Well, if he talks to me, he'll talk to anybody. Hang on, wait a minute. Peter, Eddie Build. Can you expand on that? Eddie Build. We're working on Eddie Build here. Do I take it that Eddie is a younger member of the fraternity? Hello, Jackie. Nice to see you. I've got the noisy trains out today. Oh, wait a minute. Is this is that referring to an Eddie Stobart? Right. Okay. As this comes around, what I'll do an emergency stop on him as it comes around. So I'm just going to hit the brakes. Right. Are you ready? Hi, trackside Mike. I'm just going to test the brakes. Ready? Here she comes. Just coasting. Brake. Oh, now all the first class passengers are in the laps of the third class passengers. So there you go. Right, take the brakes off and accelerate. It even does the gear changes, which is extraordinary. The only thing it doesn't like is being interrupted. Right, power off now and brake. Now, if I just tickle that forward, just take a look at the detail of the engine compartment under there. Now, bear in mind this thing's going across the points at the moment, so just look at that engine detail. That is absolutely extraordinary. And if I move it up a little bit, There's another one. The engine detail on that is absolutely fabulous. This is Bachmann at its finest. Right, I'll give her full bore and we'll see what she's like. This is 126 speed steps, so it's getting there. Here, Jackie. Yeah, that's a very nice sentiment. Here she comes. That's going as fast as she can. More wasps. Right, power's right down. And what I'll do, I'll stop her just before the junction. Right, back her up a bit. Bit more. Right. Okay. Now if I flip the point, I shall put the straight back in the siding. Here we go. Oh, wrong way. Well, I can certainly. Yeah, I think it is a bit loud, but it's got a big bass reflex speaker in there. Right, let's get this one back in its hole. Right then, lights off, and that's that one put to bed. Sorry, that one's gone. Okay, now I've got to put the thumper onto the other track. So let's do that over here. Right, should be coming around the mountain. Hello, Robert. Nice to see you. Yeah. Right, she is now changing tracks. And I will get her to stop right there. Right, we're going to reverse. Fast. Right, now I've got to do a bit of adjustment here. Put that one off. I've got to open up. Oh, you. Right. I'm sort of behind you at the moment. That one. So if I turn you around a bit, you should see where she's end up, which is in the bay platform right there. Let's drop you down there. At last. Right. Come on, you're going too slowly. Well, a lot of wasps around today. Right, here she comes. Well, thanks for that, Robert. Right, I'm just going to arrest the speed a little because I don't want her to go barreling into the bay platform, which should be right here. Bit faster. Don't want to go crashing into the buffers. That's a stinker of a horn, though. And stop. Right, turn the lights off, turn the sound off. And there we go. Right, now I'm just going to kill that for a minute. Forgive me. Right, so that's isolated. That's off. Let me just go around to the other side. And I'm just going to lift you up a minute. Sorry for the sickness. Right, there we go. Yeah, that's what all the fuss was about. Have a German tiger. Tiger day. Yeah. Right, I'm going to get out the Voith Maxima, which is a big old lump right over there. So what do I got to do first? Open that one up, get rid of the wasps. Right, I'm going to have to do this by hand because it's quite a long train. And what next? Open, no, not that one. So now I need that one open. And I need my trusty power cab. I need to select the right loco, which should be loco 40. Let me just turn the lights on. 1, 2. Headlight. I think it's definitely 40. Right. Okay. Let's make sure we've got some. Right. Got reverse lights. Direction. 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right. That's all the lights on. So let's move her backwards. Sorry, I haven't been. I'm sort of neglecting the chat here. I'm sorry about that. Thank God for iTrains. Yeah, right. Okay. I like manual control. Keeps the old brain cells working. Right, we are connected. Let's get her out on the main line. There's the Voith Maxima. And direction. There she comes. Bit more speed. Tell you what I do, I can move you over to the other side now. Put my power cab down. You should be able to see. You should be able to see that coming in the daylight. If I can get one side of the cop looper. How's that? This one doesn't have any sound. No slamming doors. Yes, it does have the door slams, Robert, but It's just remembering what button it's under, what function. No using the toilet in the platform. Yeah, that's good advice. Well, although you could do it these days because they have tanks on there for the slurry. Yeah, better than pumping it in the sea and the rivers. Yeah, you do need to use your brain a bit in trains. Yeah, but with manual control, it's a bit more immediate. Otherwise, you're liable to smash things up. I suppose you could still do that in trains, and then just blame the computer. Ah, now I'm seeing your logic, Robert. Let's have a bit more speed. Yes. Somehow I feel strangely at home. Yes. Would that be Danish then, John Ricard? New light in that corner. Well, I could fix that. I can just, as I cleaned the windows yesterday, I can give you a bit more light. There you go. How about that? Oh, you're going to cheat a bit on manual control. Okay, that's fine. Exactly. Yeah, I remember going across to Denmark. It was one of these mini cruises from Harwich to Esbjerg on a ship called the Dana Anglia, which strangely enough they used to use in a sort of drama called Triangle, if you remember that, with Kate O'Mara in it. And yeah, it was a marvellous ship, really nice. Lots of Danish people on there. But it did get a bit rough on the way across. And when we got to Esbjerg, the sea was frozen into slush when we got actually into Esbjerg. It was so cold. And that's what, minus 32 Fahrenheit when seawater starts to turn to ice. Yeah. Well, I think there was some kind of cheap deal going, and it was 2 days, two days on the ship, and it was good. You could explore the ship, drink plenty of Dansk Kersbury, which you probably know about, the one with the little brass bottle set actually into the bottle. It was like a little motif. Dansk Kersbury. Yeah, it's like a cherry wine. Yeah, it's lovely. Really enjoyed that. So you can talk to viewers instead of sorting the trains out. Yeah, I'm digging that. Okay, Robert. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Hang on. Yes, Tommy went yesterday and had a chat with them. Got a couple of brushes and a bit of ballast. Only the Hornby model railways though. Oh well, nobody's perfect. Yeah, one day each way and approximately 8 hours ashore. Yes, I don't remember how long we were ashore at Esbjerg. I remember going to it was like a hamburger stall, and by the time it got from the guy's hand across to mine, it was stone cold. It was really that cold. It was bitter. Yeah, that was the only reason they were doing it that time of year, because nobody was going to go, so they made it as cheap as possible. Yeah, funny, but there you go. It was an experience, and that was the first time I'd ever been in a false 8 on a ship. We used to have a fast ferry from Harwich to Hook of Holland I used to go to the south of France. It took 4 hours. Okay. Website to open up. The new hobby shop in Holton Road. Holton Road. Now, is that going to be Barry? Is that going to be Cardiff, Newport, or districts thereof? Barry. Okay. Of course, Barry being a very famous place. What was it? Guy Woodham's scrapyard, where all of the British Rail locomotives ended up. Barry, about a quarter of a mile from you. Yeah. Yeah, well, you're sort of Barry Island now, are you not? Took it the other way and went to Colchester for the short duration. Okay, yeah. Yeah, Colchester's not bad if you like hills and the castle and a bit of shopping. Hello, Mark. Nice to see you. Thought I'd just run a little bit of cargo. On the way to Barry Island, opposite the Barry Station Junction, down to the Heritage Railway. Now you're talking. I noticed, Mark, you were reclining quite nicely in your chaise longue last night. Trying not to disturb the dog. Yeah, I'm getting a basin of that myself now. Don't forget the zoo, and Colchester Zoo. You see, I had a bit of a problem with Colchester in that we used to have sort of team meetings at Colchester Exchange when I worked for BT, and it was an awful long way to go. So you're going to Hertfordshire, from Hertfordshire to Suffolk. That wasn't funny. That really wasn't funny. Yeah, but Robert, don't ask me to go to Manningtree. I died in Manningtree. That was where norovirus got the better of me, and I can only tell you, I've never felt as ill as that in my life. Oh dear, yes, Harwich. It's amazing. I think I got the norovirus again, John Ricard. It was one of these trips across the North Sea. I think it was Stockholm this, and it was a cheap deal in some kind of BT club newspaper. So lots of us went on it, and you see, I don't get seasick. And when I started to feel ill, I realised that somebody on board must have had it and passed it around because it's prevalent on ships. You get the norovirus and you really know about it. I was like a tube of toothpaste that was open at both ends, and all you had to do was squeeze in the middle. Oh, awful. Cheap flights, yeah. Yeah, and coaches and take the bus. It's a nice country ride. Yeah, I'll tell you what, it'd probably be about 2 hours on my bike getting all the way to Harwich. Probably the best way to do it is to jump on the railway at Stevenage or Hitchin, go to Cambridge, change there for Harwich. Am I right about that, Robert? So I think that's the way we did it before when we went to what was the one for the boats? Was it Harwich Dovercourt? Paul used to work close to Guy Woodham and would watch the locos being transported out in the 70s. Now, were these buyback locos, or was that really going to be scrapped? Oh, whoa. Okay, Peter, thanks for coming in. Always appreciated. Nice to see you. Right, what I'll do now, I think I'll switch over to DC and we'll get the cop loper out, shall we? I was hoping that High would actually get in here, but or Evo, but famous for parking his Rolls Royce on W Yellows right outside the bank. He loved the one-armed bandits with his bag of coins. Right. Okay. Whoever's jumping off, see you next time. If you're staying, I'm going to sideline the cargo and we're going to get the cop loper out for a little running session. Right. So let's just grab my machine, slow it down. Right. That should be ready to go straight back in. Perfect. I'll say this for the Germans, they make a very, very nice loco. Even one as unorthodox as this. A bit further. And stop. Right. 9, 8, 7, 6, 3, 2, 1, and 0. Right. I can isolate that now. I can turn over to DC. Forgive me a second while I just twiddle with my wires. Right, I shan't be a minute. I'll just unhook these two. And click that one over. They run really nicely. Turn that one off. We are now on DC. I'm going to move the camera, otherwise the cop loper will never come out of there. Just drag you over to the other side, like there. Give you a little bit of spare. There you go. Right. Okay. Now, the thing to do is to unhitch the front. I want to isolate the third, which is that one. I want to check my points to make sure they're all good, and we are ready. Okay, guys, here we go. We want forward and go. She's a little raspy, but that's only to be expected of an old lemur with a pancake motor. But here she comes. Just get rid of the bead. There we go. Right, what I think I'll do, I'll switch it to the outside line. Or shall I? No, I'll leave it on the inside. Why not? It's getting faster. See what I'll do, I'll bring around the other side. We're roughly where we were before. All right. How's that? There we go. Nice. Right, sorry for neglecting the chat. I am back now. How wagon that you might like. Okay, you're uploading a video. Well, I'll be sure and watch that, Paul. Is Robert going to disappear now? Okay, Robert, thanks for coming. Nice to see you. Nice. Love a coal wagon. Now, for a venerable old model, that's pretty good going. I'll just kill the power off a little, because as it gets warmed up, there you go. How's that? Hoping to fix it soon as the stream is over. Okay, well I've been going roughly about an hour now, so I'll just run the top loader for a little more, and then I'll yeah, I've got the Oompa Loompa running. I'll have to remember that. Well, unfortunately, Paul, this is your influence because you've always done sort of Lima stuff, and I'm afraid it's starting to rub off. And then you're meeting all these Dutch people like Hi and Ivo, and it's really nice of them to share their knowledge with us. And of course, you've got Great Danes like Jean Ricard, and I really like this. I happened to see well, I saw some video of this by accident. I don't think I'll be ending it all. I have all day. Yeah, that's funny. As you may have gathered, I've now handed you the spanner, Anthony. So I just thought, you know, a pat on the back. Run mostly PK. You do have a few lemurs. Yes, I know you have a few lemurs. Yeah, but on the whole, they do run really well. As a ratio to the Hornby and the rest of the stuff that we get, it's better. Better motors. And obviously, you've got some more mature models, and they're still working perfectly well if they're maintained well. Welcome aboard, Andy Dobson, who is now at Peterborough Cathedral. Would this have anything to do with Pete Waterman? Or are you just ecumenical today? Nice to see you, Andy. What you're seeing before you is a cockloper. No, Neen Valley. Oh, I see. Right, Neen Valley. Now, yes, the wool has been pulled from my eyes. Usually they have some pretty good stuff running at Neen Valley. We used to take Richard there on the mince pie run. And at one time, we turned up the same day there as, I believe it was Michael Fish. who was a meteorologist with the the home of meteorology. Who did it used to be? Oh, somebody help me. The Met Office, the Meteorology Office, and of course during the very famous hurricane that we had. Unfortunately, he didn't word it very well. He says there was a lady that wrote in and said, there's going to be a hurricane. Well, there won't be. And then they always cut it off there. But he said, there will be some very, very strong winds and rain heading this way. And they always cut it off there where he says, there won't be a hurricane. And they always chop it at that point. But he did expand on that and say there will be some very, very strong winds. And he was right, there were. Yeah, was he a weatherman at the BBC? But they generally all tended to be Met Office guys in the days when they used the Met Office. Oh, Chester Cathedral. Yeah, sorry, Mark, you're right. I'll eat humble pie there. Yeah, that's it. Chester Cathedral. Now, I gather he's going to do that. Usually, he runs it at Chester Cathedral, and then he drags it along to Getz. And the way I hear it, he's going to put all three of his layouts at Getz. Am I right in thinking this? Or was I just dreaming it? Can somebody help me in the chat here? The way I heard it, when he does this third iteration of his layout, he's going to mix it up with the other two and put it in Getz. Somebody confirm that, please. He's doing all his layouts into one. Yes. Yeah, that's right. Yes. Well, if it is, then you've really timed it right, Anthony, because just seeing the one there last year, it was like a magnet for people. They were 2 and 3 thick all day long. Yeah, huge. So I rather gather that this year the exhibition will be built around that, which would make it really interesting. It's usually extremely interesting. The way it's laid out, because it's attached to the stadium next door, you've got 3 or 4 balconies also, which have modern railway stuff on them. And you can sit up there, you can look over the balcony and look at the whole scene. And it's really a marvellous setup. It's not too big, not too small. It's just got a really nice, homey sort of atmosphere. And you're less likely to lose anybody there because you can quickly move around and find them. Yeah, the full setup of Getz. I don't know if I said hello to you, Dino. If I didn't, I apologise. Nice to see you. Here's my new cop loafer. I really like that. What a funny faced. What did you call it, Paul? Oh, an Oompa Loompa. Yes. So, yeah, 130 to 150 feet of it will be pretty good. I believe you're right in thinking that, Mark. Yeah. I'll tell you something, guys. It's a real dry old party. You'd think wifey would bring me up a perhaps a cold one or a coffee. No, not a bit of it. Yeah, yeah. It's you know, this is a little continental. Perhaps you know, obviously we get influenced by others, but from the minute I saw this piece of video of this thing called the coploper, first of all, I couldn't get my head round saying the bloody thing, coploper. And I know cop in German is head, so I was thinking it was something like bulbous head or something like that. That slowed down then, but I don't think it's the coploper. I think it's my track. I think I've got a few solder joints under there which are a bit suspect. Yeah. Yes, I think I've got a bit of soldering myself to do, which I may well busy myself doing that in the next week. I'll try and get a nice day like today. Hey, there's Ben. Hey, Ben, cop this. It's a coploper. What an odd looking thing. But this is the kind of, let's just up the speed a little. This is a kind of quirky thing that I think most of us get turned on to. I saw a little bit of video of this and I was fascinated. And these things are still running in Holland. So obviously, Pi's not in the chat at the moment, but when he does watch this on playback, I'm sure it'll be very familiar to him. Obviously, Jean Ricard knows what this is, and even Ivo might get a look at it. I think the Dutch take these as for granted, really. No, it's it's an old lemur, Dino. They do new ones of these, things like Roco and things like that. But you're talking £400 or £500, and the rest perhaps. Yeah, it's different from cool. Yeah, it is. I mean, I really like the colour. Headwalker. Right. Okay. I had a feeling there might be some kind of head joke in there, or lost in the mists of the language. Headwalker. Ah, yes. But let me just stop that. Well, if you look at the front of it, they used to have these in multiples of 3. So you'd have 2 or 3 or 4 trains all linked together. And that front, because they put the driver's position right up top, you could walk right through the train and they'd open up those doors and it would all connect. I mean, it was unsuccessful like that. But that was the way they originally planned it. So I think that's the head walk a bit. So you could walk through the head of the train into the next section of it. So yeah, it is something really different. And I think that's what you're after, Dino. You've obviously seen Anthony's stuff and how good it is. And I've known for years that Marklin are probably the best company in the world for model railways. And there's, you could deny it if you like, but the rest of them are just in their shadow, right where they'll always be. They're always at the forefront of techniques and engineering excellence. So yeah, maybe you're right, Dino, and that is the way to go. Let's just start her off again. Typical Lima pancake motor. Too many to call the best. For the 1990s, there was no competition, but a lot of companies have stepped on it. Yes, they have, Anthony, but they're still playing catch up. Um, Marklin still set the standard. If you want to beat Marklin, you've really got to pull the hat out of the rabbit out of the hat, not the hat out of the rabbit. Yeah, you've got to produce something really special if you want to beat Marklin at their own game. And yeah, they set the standard. Doesn't matter who you are in the world, even Kato. They'll be looking across at what Marklin are doing. Yeah, it's high end stuff. You pay the money, but you get the produce to go with it. And for me, this top loafer was an inexpensive way of getting a machine that I very much like the look of. Yeah, it's the old classic. I just like the look of it. I'll tell you what, another influence on this was, I think it was the Union Pacific 10,000 or something like that, which had a very similar layout. Yeah, but is that Swiss, Anthony? Yeah, you're right, Chris. I'll tell you what I'll do. Let me just drop this one on. Let's give this one a try. Now you should be able to recognise this. There you go, Chris. There's your Hornby Class 47. I do give it a run occasionally just to keep it fettled. Now it's starting to pick up speed. Pretty basic, but it's a handy looking model. Slightly more rounded front, but similar to the 10,000. Yeah, that's it. It's that sort of hunchback look. It's a bit like a 747. Yeah, like a 747. Sort of attractive in an ugly kind of way. Does that make sense? Yeah, nice big buffers. That's what I liked about this, Chris. It had the buffers of the day. Yeah, it's a nice basic Hornby Ringfield Class 47. Just kill off the power a bit. There you go. Once it warms up, it's lovely. There's Rick's Railroad. Making the train easy drive. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that, Sean. That's a good rule of thumb. Yeah. I don't know how long it's been since Lima made these. Let me find the box. Hold on a second. The box sort of looked like this. Lima collection. And it's a 149864 MBK 381. Fabric in what? Made in Italy. Oh, how about that? The real thing. Just like a mama used to make. Right. Fugal Rex is another ultra extensive line of locos. I'll tell you what I'll do. Next time that comes around, I'll turn it round, Chris, so it gives it a bit of the other way. Here we go. Come to Daddy. Right, quick turn around. There we go. Bit of power. There's Lee again. Not got the parcel yet, Chris. 80 box from Lima. Oh, it just shows you. This has obviously been knocking around in somebody's loft since the 80s. And I think they ran it at the time, then put it away. There's hardly a brack on it, Sean, if you take a look at it. On Tuesday, Wednesday, second class. Early next week. Yeah, second class is a bit hit and miss. I mean, I've waited almost a month for something to go second class. Fugal Rex are Swiss, I believe, and they are very expensive. Yeah. In the UK market, they used to do some really good liveries, John. Really impressive. A nice, crisp paint. Not loads of detail that would fall off, but just an attractive looking, prototypical type toy train that you could use without feeling that you're bashing the end off of it just by using it. It was built to be used year in, year out, year after year after year. And as you can see, with a 1980s cop loco, it's doing rather well. All I did was add a little bit of oil on the axles. I haven't done anything to the motor yet. So yeah. Again, like this. That's got to be 1980s. They were still using Ringfield motors, probably. Probably the same for the Danish market, yeah. I'll have to look into some Danish trains, John. See if there's anything there I fancy. $1,500 to $2,500 for a HO loco. Yeah, you're talking Swiss watch. What's the weather like over in Denmark at the moment, John? That's also true. It's also true. But I bought this from Rouse of Sheffield. It was £119. That's £100 and £19. Sorry, I'm having a battle here with the wasps. Where did I put that box? Yeah. Actually, it says 119.50 on there. Yeah, can you see that? £119. It's obviously second hand. It had been tested by good old Brian. So thanks, Brian. As you can see, it's working rather nicely on my training set. Train set on the railway. I don't know, what do I call myself? The big sausage. Hotdog pilot. They bought out that time some models that could be obtained from other companies, and the weather is blue skies and sun with a bit of wind. Well, there's hardly a breeze here, John. Yeah, there's the light branches on the trees are just moving, so it's there's still a bit of blue stuff up there, but it's got a little overcast, but it's still pleasant. Thank you for the meteorological intervention. Liver steamers are great runners. Yeah. I think I might draw the line there, Paul. Yeah, well, the big boys steamer the line are only $2,600 American. Well, I think Google Rex did live steam engines as well, which were uber expensive. Yeah, steam locos. They've done all kinds of ones, like Flying Scotsman and Hudsons and things like that. Okay. Yeah, I've never quite been sure about O gauge. It just seems so big. Not that one. So there you go, Chris. Hopefully that. Now that's just starting to get noisy. Right, I'll stop the top loader for a minute, and you'll be able to hear what the Class 47 sounds like. And as this is the model that's heading towards Chris, how's that? What do you think, Chris? Is that sounding business enough for you? No squealing here. No squealing Ringfields. For a Hornby Ringfield, that sounds pretty good to me. Yeah. Okay. Super duper. I did just notice. Let's just flop the speed down a bit. See what that's like going over this bit here. around about here. It's a bit lumpy and bumpy, so we'll see what it's like. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, get a second mortgage on the house. Oh dear. Now that'd mean go back to work, or somebody else would own your house. I don't think so. Right, so let's flop that one close. Now let's have a listen to the cockloper. Yeah, I'm just starting to hear a few Ringfield-like sounds. Let's have a sniff as you go past. Not warm, but you can smell the motor. So there's obviously a bit of carbon sitting in the armature, between the armature segments. So I'm going to have to pick that out. As soon as you get that smell, there's that, that ionized air kind of smell. It smells a bit like Marmite. It's like savoury kind of smell. If you remember the old Triangle days, where you open frame motors, that kind of thing. Yeah, so I'm gonna give this one a clean up. Yeah, that's just starting to. Of course, the other thing I'm going to have to get for it is some more traction tyres. So I'm not sure about Lima traction tyres. I don't think I've ever had to buy any. Let's just pop this one away. Right. Put that in reverse. Open up U. And here we go. Yeah, it does sound a bit raspy. Let's go and grab the camera. Forgive me, guys. There we go. So she should be coming in right next to you. Oh, slow down a bit. There she comes. Now that went straight across a double slip. So I'd say that's pretty sound, but it's still going to need a bit of a motor strip down, a la 00 Bill type of thing. Right, let's just pop you back on the top. There we go. For those that haven't seen it already, Tiger Day. Wow. Rock on. Yes. Okay, Mark. I'm going to wrap it up right now. And thanks for coming in. Really appreciate it. Paul, great to see you as always. And Chris, yeah, let me know when you've got something and just pop it through to me, and I'll give it a once over. Check the gear wheels for flash. Okay, yeah, that's a good suggestion. I'll have a bash at that. Thanks everybody for coming in. Anthony for doing your moderation. Nice to see you. GWR Buckley, that's Sean. Thanks for coming in, Sean. Always great having you in. And Jean Ricard, adding a bit of fruit to the conversation. Always nice to see you. Hi, Jason. Just spoke to Fran at Rails. Apologise. They shouldn't have used that flat packed packaging. Spoke to Fran at Rails. Rails of Sheffield. Ah. Okay. Right. Well, I'll go back over that, and perhaps I just missed something there, Jason. Anyway, thanks everybody for coming in. Yeah, but you had the spanner, Anthony, so you could have wielded it if you had to, and I know you would have. So thanks very much again. Um, thanks, Lee. I'll pop into your stream later after 5. It's been a really pleasant day. Everything I've run has run really well. I'm really pleased with the cop loper. Um, it's nice to have a bit of sounds from the old class 205 and the 1-1. Hang on. There was a class 117. Yeah. Thanks, Mike, for coming in. Thanks, Paul, Smallwood Junction. Great to have you along. Thanks very much, guys, for coming. You had a King's coronation wagon for rails, and it's damaged because it was sent in poor packaging. This one wasn't badly packaged, actually. It was like it must have been a bigger box that they cut down, and they'd actually slid the two halves together. They put paper in the individual, around the individual bits and pieces that went into the polystyrene. So there was polystyrene inside the box. Around the box there was lots of bubble wrap, and around that was another box. So it was really quite well done. So that's a shame about that King's coronation wagon, but obviously they don't always get it right. Does anybody ever get it right? Thanks, Dino, for coming in. The wagon box was crushed and the wagon's down. God, bloody hell. That's not good, Jason. But it does happen. I've had a few that have looked like they've been kicked around by the postman. So the courier companies, some of them are probably even worse. But thanks, everybody, for coming in. And I'll see you again next week. And all have a good one out there. Thanks, guys. See you soon. Auf Wiedersehen, cheers, and happy trains.